Welcome to the Point. Many Christians believe that Israel plays a pivotal and distinct role in biblical history and also in the end time prophecies. It's important to recognize that there are diverse interpretations within Christianity regarding the specifics of end time prophecy and Israel's role. The truth is, none of us knows exactly all the specific events that will occur, what they will practically look like, or when they will happen. Remember Jesus' famous words in Matthew 24, verse 36, about not knowing the time. While much about the end times remains unknown and open to interpretation and sometimes even speculation, one thing I think we can be assured of is that Israel will play a part. The nation of Israel has been central to God's sovereign purposes since his encounter with Abraham. And the Apostle Paul instructs us that Israel still has a role in God's plan, as he states it in Romans chapter 11 and verse 1, which says, I say then, this is Paul speaking, has God cast away his people? Certainly not. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham and of the tribe of Benjamin. Biblical prophecy regarding the fate of Israel in the end times provides great interest and debate amongst most Christians and theological traditions. With that being said, let's look at some of the biblical indications of Israel's role in the end times. One is the return of the Jews to their land and their restoration to God. Several Old Testament prophets, including Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, prophesied about the restoration of Israel in the end times. This includes the return of the Jewish people to the promised land of Israel after a period of exile and dispersion, as well as their return and restoration to God himself. Some of these scriptures include Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3, or Isaiah 43, verse 6. Ezekiel has several in chapter 34, verses 11 through 13, and chapter 36, verse 24, and chapter 37, verses 1 through 14. The following text highlights this reality. In Ezekiel 36, verse 24 through 28, we read, For I will take you from among the nations, gather you out of all the countries, and bring you into your own land. Then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean. And I will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all of your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk within my statutes. And you will keep my judgments and do them. And then you will dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. There's no doubt Israel has been dispersed amongst the nations, and this is a promise of hope, of Israel being restored to God and restored to their land. This level of restoration has not yet been realized in Israel's history. We're left to believe that it is yet to be fulfilled. Many believe that the first step in this prophecy is the reconstitution of Israel as a nation and its return to its historic land, which occurred in 1948. God's covenant with Abraham regarding the land was presented as an everlasting covenant, as depicted in Genesis chapter 17, verse 7 through 8. I will establish my covenant between me and you and your descendants after you in their generations, for an everlasting covenant to be God to you and your descendants after you. Also, I give to you and your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. This promise is foundational to the Abrahamic covenant and holds great significance in the biblical narrative. It is often associated with end-time events and the restoration and fulfillment of God's promises to Abraham's descendants in the context of end times. Many interpretations within both Judaism and Christianity see the return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel as a sign of God's faithfulness to his covenant and as a part of his unfolding plan for the end times. Therefore, watching Israel and all that transpires related to the nation and their land is a crucial sign of God's purposes in the end times. Another sign related to Israel is that there will be conflict surrounding Israel. Conflict in Israel has been a reality whenever Israel has existed as a nation. Whether it was the Egyptians, the Amalekites, the Midianites, or the Moabites, the Ammonites or the Amorites, the Philistines or the Assyrians, the Babylonians or the Persians or the Romans, the nation of Israel has constantly faced persecution from its neighbors. Why is this? Well, according to the Scriptures, God has a special purpose for Israel, and Satan wants to destroy that plan. Satanically influenced hatred of Israel is the reason Israel's neighbors have always wanted to see Israel destroyed. Whether it is Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, Haman, the official of Persia, or Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany, or Rouhani, president of Iran. The persecutors of Israel will come and go, but the persecution, it will remain and it will increase. There's much turmoil in Israel today. Israel is persecuted, surrounded by enemies. Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, etc., and all the anti-Semitism that is rising globally is now on the increase. But this hatred and persecution of Israel is only a hint of what will happen as we move deeper into the end times. In the end times, the conflict will become so intense and complex that a world leader will rise to establish a treaty of peace in the Middle East, in which Israel will participate. This agreement will include allowing Israel to perform their worship and their sacrifices in their temple. Halfway through this 7-year accord, this world leader, the lawless one, will break the covenant. Daniel prophesied about this event, and Jesus referenced it in his Olivet Discourse. In Daniel chapter 9, Daniel prophesied, "Then he shall confirm a covenant with the many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. And on the wing of abominations shall be one who makes desolate, even until the consummation which is determined is poured out on the desolate." Jesus referenced to this in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 15. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Continued and increased conflict brought upon Israel will be a reality as part of the end times. It is something for us to be attentive to. In summary, these are just a couple of ways that Israel will play a part in the end times prophecies and events. We'll explore Israel and the end times further in our next episode and continue to look how Israel will have a role in the end times.